Bounces up high. Stub now looking for the touch. Will find it. This comes off the back wall right out in front. This is cleared out by Curly. He goes off the back wall himself. Looking for Kami out in front. It will be cleared away by Jared. Blame Dirty now into the corner. Minute 35 left to go here in game one. Still 1 goal lead. Might be 2 now. It will be. Sham gets his hat trick here in game one. It's 3-1 South Carolina.
Really good pass here from Stub. And it just draws out the defense, and Sham just gets it past one. And unfortunately, last defender not able to get back in time. And with that, South Carolina makes it 3-1 with a minute and a half left. And if they work cut out for them here in this game number one.
They most certainly do. This one bounces out in front. Jared's looking to tack on a fourth. But will be denied for now. Sham into the corner. And again, you mentioned Sham early on, before we even started this series, Vitaly, and how he would make a difference in the series, and he has certainly done that in game one. He's got 3 goals to his name, all 3 his team has needed so far. We'll find a 4th even with that sharp angle shot. 4 goals on 5 shots for Sham. He's really stepping up.
He's really stepping up. This defense from the Ants is really not up to par right now. I mean, Sham is really just shooting whenever at will, and he's scoring, and it's 4-1 right now. And they got to take a look at this game number one and realize, all the mistakes they're doing on the defensive side. It just seems like they're giving Sham so much space, and there's another one that's going to go right in, and Sham has all 5 for South Carolina. What can they do?
Yeah, great start for USC, certainly in this series. It does look like Sumter is giving away the ball. That goal resulting from a turnover in the corner. Just been a possession struggle for the boys in orange here in this first game of the series, and we'll have to see if they can turn things around. This one all but over, but they still have enough time. It is a best of 5, of course. So losing game one, certainly not the end of the world. You've got a little bit of time left to try to solve your opponents. But Vitaly, if the University of South Carolina continue to play the way they have, this could be a very short series.
It really could be. I mean, as you said, it was a best of 5, so there is, that game or two leeway that you have to find out your teammates or the opponents. My apologies, but they just seem to be firing in all cylinders right now. South Carolina and the Ants, they need to find something. They really do need to find something. As Sham's going to pass someone in the middle, Jared will finish that one off. 6-1, and I mean, this game was over long ago, but that'll just put the icing on the cake.
Sham spreading the love a little bit, at least here at the end. Jared picking up that goal, and it will, as you said, make it 6-1. Game number 1 in the books will go to South Carolina. And now Sumter have to come up with some kind of game plan for game number 2. And against a team that's been playing as quickly and has controlled the pace of play, as well as the possession game the way that South Carolina has, what are the key points going into game 2 that Sumter can shore up on?
I think shutting down Sham is a big one. Obviously, not letting him have as many free shots as he did. I think 2 or 3 of his goals was pretty much just free balls that they left in their own half, and you can't let that happen if you're on the side of Sumter. I mean, Sham's obviously a quality player. Obviously, I'm talking about Sham a lot, but obviously the other two players on his team are quality players as well. So really, you got to just shut Sham down and start from there. If someone else pops off, you just got to try to figure them out as well. It's kind of just, it's a little scary having that, that one player who is that quality of a player, but you just got to find a way to break through at this point.
And counterpoint to that, of course, if you look at the stats board, is Curly. Curly, at least, that made his presence felt throughout that game, had 5 saves to his name, only 1 shot, but it was quite a dangerous play right out in front they couldn't quite convert on. But either way, Curly has felt to me like the player that Sumter is trying to rely on, and if he can step up to the plate here in game 2, could certainly make things a little bit closer.
I definitely agree with that, and maybe not just Curly, but have the rest of his teammates, step up. Now, obviously, it may just be, some stream nerves, but you want to step up and show up here in this game number 2, or else you know, you're going to be going down 2-0 in this series, and it's going to be a little scary. That's a good pass down to Blame Dirty. That's going to go off the cross. No, it's not going to go off the crossbar. It's going to go straight in. A good start in game number 2.
Yeah, it's a great start for Sumter. Gets the first goal early, only 8 seconds in. That's just a transition play to perfection for the boys in orange. Great pass. Again, it's Curly on the back wall. Fires it out to Blame Dirty, and he puts it home. So 1-0 lead very, very early on. Now Jared looks to retaliate if he can. He's got Stubb in support. Goes up for this ball. It's in. We're tied up at 1 just like that.
Okay. Stubb just kind of pops this one up, Jared. I think he fakes out the defender a little bit. I don't know exactly what happened there, but it did go in. And South Carolina, you know, they tied up real quick and not allowing the early goal to really phase them at any point here. As Shame's going to get another one, and it's 2-1. And again, Sham.
Continuing his scoring ways from game number 1, certainly. Sham already has 1 on the board now, and all of a sudden, South Carolina with the lead. Not even 30 seconds old here in game 2. Great response from them. Will they find another one? Sham has a shot. Just pushes it wide, and Blame Dirty's there to clear it away. He's going one-on-one with Jared. Can't quite get by him, and now Jared pushes the ball into the corner. Kamui looking for Curly. It will be Sham popping it out in front. But again, cleared out. And this is the scary South Carolina offense we saw in game 1. Has been no answer from Sumter yet, although they've only given up 2 goals, and they were generally kickoff goals, as that's a good pass from Stubb, but once again, Curly in the way. It's exactly what I was talking about. Would love to see Curly step up to the plate and start making some plays, and he's done that.
He has done that for sure, and something that I'm also noticing is that it seems that South Carolina's really boost-starving Sumter right now, and it's not helping them as the... You know, even when they try to make transition plays or any offensive plays, they don't really have a whole lot of boost. And even in the defensive zone, it just feels like they're kind of sitting on their goal line and kind of waiting for things to happen, because they don't have any boost to rush out and block off these passes or shots too early. And it's kind of it's shutting down a lot of their offensive transition game here in game number 2.
Well, it is still only a 2-1 lead right now for South Carolina. Good play from Blame Dirty to block that shot from Sham. Jared's not going to get a piece of that. And will be touched all the way towards mid. Sham now looking for Jared. He backflips on the play. This one bounces dangerously out in front, but no goal will be scored on this offensive attempt. As Curly can't go underneath Stubb, Blame Dirty has to brush it to the side. Looking for boost in that corner, not going to find any. So he will take the slow trek down the pitch, gets Curly in support. Jared, not the best touch, leaves it for Curly. This one's going to bounce out in front, but Sham in good defensive position finds the clear. Halftime approaching now, still a 1-goal lead for the boys in blue.
Yeah, it is a 1-goal lead, but it does kind of feel like it could change for the... Oh, what a save there from Blame Dirty. Yeah, it was a beautiful passing play, but unfortunately... Fortunately, Blame Dirty is able to get that one away, but it feels like South Carolina is really controlling a lot of this game number 2, just like the way that they did in game number 1. It just feels like it's just a matter of time until they break through. This Curly's going to make it safe off the crossbar. Blame Dirty's going to clear that one away, and it's just, as I said, just only seems like a matter of time.
Well, they still need to put the ball in the goal when they have these opportunities, even though they have been controlling the pace of play. In the possession game, they are still only up a goal, and one mistake could easily change that, as now Blame Dirty tries to go around Sham. It's going to be Curly to keep the ball in. Pops down in front, now towards the front of the net. There's Stubb to clear it away. Stubb by 2 defenders and back into the orange zone. Minute 20 to go here, game 2. Still, we play on 2-1. It has been deadlocked at 2-1 since the early moments, but that will change now as Sham gets yet another goal in the series. It's 3-1 now.
A really good shot here. Jared just wins a 50-50 right in the corner, and it pops right under the midfield. Kamui a little bit slow off the back line, not expecting it to pop straight up into the midfield, and Sham reads it before he does and just beats him cleanly. And it's 3-1 now. And as you said, it was deadlocked for a long time, but they finally make it 3-1. They finally put in that opportunity that they had been searching for the last 3 minutes or so.
Final 60 seconds. 2 goals necessary from Sumter. Curley keeps it away from Jared as he will play it out of the corner now. Not the greatest touch, allows Stubb to clear it out. Now Sham has a one-on-one with Kamui. Can't get by him, but it will wind up in the orange corner. Stubb now looking for Jared out in front, goes over his head. Bounces down. Sham's the first to get there and keeps it in. One more time, Blame Dirty into the corner now. 30 seconds left to go. Sham looking for Jared. It will be Blame Dirty next in line. He's got Kamui in support. They need to score on this next offensive possession with at least some time remaining if they want a chance here in game 2. But again, it's Sham to clear it back down. This looks to be it here.
Yeah, a really good job from him. It's just a pass out to Jared. That's going to go at the crossbar. But again, just a beautiful job from Sham. Win that 50-50 and force it all the way down the field. And with that, the University of South Carolina will take game number 2 in a 2-0 series lead. And what it kind of just seems like they've been controlling the games all game 1 and 2. I mean, they scored 6 in the first one and only 3 in this one, but it still felt like they had a lot of the pressure and a lot of the control in this game number 2.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the biggest difference. We saw a goal-scoring bonanza in game 1 for South Carolina. Not so many goals this time, but they were the important ones that propelled them over top. And again, you have to remember they went down very early. I think 8 seconds into that game. Lead was taken by Sumter. It was a tough battle to bring that back. They get that 2-1 lead. They hold it for just about the entire game. And that is what I like so much about this South Carolina team. They are winning those challenges in mid, and it doesn't feel like Sumter can ever get out of their zone, ever maintain that possession. It's just suffocating from the blue team.
It really does. It, like as you said, like it really feels suffocating. And they're taking the boost. They're winning all the challenges, and it just seems like they have to switch things up really quickly, or else they're just going to lose the series. As Jared beats his man to the ball and makes it 1-0, 5 seconds into game 3.
Tough way to start game number 3 for Sumter. Give up a kickoff goal 5 seconds in. That's a good touch from Jared, however. Picks his spot perfectly. Gets on the board early on. So Sumter battles from behind in a must-win game if they want to see a game 4. So for the University of South Carolina, looking to start their season off hot with a 3-0 sweep. Kamui and company have different ideas, but it will be Sham to clear back down. This could be an opportunity for Stubb if he can pinch it out. Sham does get a touch on it, but pushes it just a bit wide. Curley now not able to make the play. Now Jared winning that challenge over top of Blame Dirty. Stubb won't be able to find this touch. Here comes Kamui, 1-on-2. Sham easily back into the corner. We continue to play on. Do you expect this to be a high-scoring game or another low-scoring one with a lot of defensive mindedness from South Carolina?
Well, oh my! What a save there. I kind of feel like it's going to be a little bit less goal-scoring. I think as much as, they didn't score a whole lot of goals in the last game. Oh my goodness, his teammate is going to be shot as well. Good save, but it feels like they're all all 3 in the net. And it's going to take a lot of just shots and pulling defenders out just to get a goal out of this team. But unfortunately, you can't win games when you're already down 1-0 and you're all 3 sitting in your net. And it's got to be something that's got to be changed. You got to change things on the defensive side. Start winning these challenges that you're losing. You're losing almost every one. A good touch there, but still, it just feels like all the pressure right now is on the orange team. Is Sham. Oh, just a whiff there. Unfortunately, this is going to go right towards the net. But again, all the pressure right now on the orange side of the field.
Certainly a common theme here in the series as Stubb looks to try to make a play towards the net. Sham not going to be able to find that touch. Jared will, however, keep things going. Stubb is up for it yet again. He goes well high. Jared jumps, but won't be able to make the touch. Sham once more keeps the ball in the zone. Sham relatively quiet in this game, has 2 shots to his name, nearly a couple. So that's a good save by Kamui on the goal line. He's been the main goal scorer, has Sham for the South Carolina team. Hasn't found purchase yet in game 3, but doesn't really need to with how they've been playing. Have not let Sumter any opportunity. They continue to just pound the orange half. That's a good demo by Kamui, but look, everybody backing off. You've got to challenge that ball when you open up that kind of space. That has really been the killer for Sumter.
It really has been, and it was unfortunate again in the corner as well. You know, he tried to flick that ball up, and he didn't get the corner boost. He got it stolen away. Shim, so you're trying to beat his man, but it just feels like all of the boost and all the resources that they're using just to save these defensive plays, they can't do anything on offense. It's like, here's Curly, just has no boost to make a play, and that's just all it feels like in game number 3. It feels like South Carolina's starving them of everything, and they can't do anything right now.
We have 1:40 left to go. Still only a 1-goal lead for South Carolina. Might be to here that it will. There's Sham getting on the board finally in this game. It's 2-0.
It's funny that we're saying finally. It's just an unfortunate pinch that just goes right into their net. You know, they have had a good team defensively, but unfortunately, as I said, like, you can't win this game with 3 men in your net. The whole game already down 1-0, and unfortunately, at some point, it's gonna crack, and it just did, and it's 2-0. Now they have to find 2 goals in the last minute and a half. Oh no! They broke a rule 1.
Well, they might get a goal out of it. Blame Dirty just missed it wide. With just over 60 seconds left to go. Stubb looking for a shot. One's just beyond him. Final minute, game 3. And again, the pressure starts to mount in the Sumter zone. They've got to get this clear. They need an extended stay in the offensive half if they want a chance. Sham gets blocked away by Blame Dirty. Curly will keep it in for the blue team. Sham shoots. Good save by Curly. The ball pops up now, as it will be Sham one more time. Why not? Gets his second of the game. It's 3-0.
A really good play here. Stubb just knowing that he has Sham across the box, and Sham just puts it perfectly into that top corner, and it's 3-0. And as much as, you know, I don't like caster cursing, this does kind of feel like the nail in the coffin for this series. It is a little. It just seems like the offensive pressure is way too much right now. It just feels like impossible to break at this point.
Another goal for Sham. Might as well start calling him Sham Wow here, Vitaly. Because he has absolutely wowed me with his performance in this series. 3 goals, another hat trick for him in this game. I don't have all of the stats written down, but he's scored more than a handful of goals in this series. Continues to do so. He is definitely a player to watch in this division, certainly moving forward throughout the CSL.
You know what's funny is you said he got a hat trick. He scored all his goals in the last minute and a half. Like, that's just crazy to me. He just, you know what? I'm just gonna get a hat trick this game. It's just gonna happen. But again, as you said, like, this kid is definitely a player to watch. He's what a shot there. Oh, what a save.
Good save.
Unfortunately, that is the end. It's a 3-0 sweep for South Carolina. What a strong showing from them in the first series of the season on stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Well played to them. And, you know, I love when our little predictions early on in the stream come to life. I mean, you highlighted Sham as a player to watch, and he certainly proved you to be right throughout the series. But again, you can't take things away from Jared and Stubb as well. Having that kind of team surrounding Sham, really setting him up with opportunities to make these dazzling goals. You know, it gives me a lot of hope for South Carolina moving forward. And honestly, Sumter, it didn't feel like they played poorly. The fact that they were able to stay with a team that was just constantly hounding their half is kind of, you know, it's almost something good, you know, that they get to take away and say, if we can just generate a little bit of offense, our defense has been solid.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you look at game 2, that was game 2 was definitely their best game of the series, and they came out and they scored in the first 12 seconds.
Right.
So I think if you start showing up, you know, you try to get that offensive transition, and their defense is obviously quite good as they held off that South Carolina team for most of game 2 and game 3. If you can try to hold teams off with that defense and try to, make offensive transition plays, I mean, there's no telling what this team can't do.
Well, that's going to do it for our first series of the night and for the first series of the entire season here at the Collegiate Star League. We're going to go ahead and take a very short break. On the other side of that, we've got Shawnee State versus Kent State. You're not going to want to miss it. Keep it here. Boom.
Boom.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dominus users, and Octane abusers. Welcome back.
Hunter told me he was going to do something cheesy, and
I knew. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's CSL Week 1. We've got Kent State and Shawnee State on the docket. The teams are nearly ready. Come on, stop laughing and tell me what you think about this game.
Okay. So Kent State, I know them. They're obviously another team from my ranked days. They're a pretty good team. Don't know too much about Shawnee State, but I feel like this is going to be a good series either way. Obviously, you get these two teams in this CSL, these long, drawn-out league play format. You want to get off to a good start again. Like that's kind of the big thing. We said last series as well. You want to get off to a good start. Make sure you get off to that 1-0 win. Obviously, it is a long league play, so it doesn't matter that much, but it's still good to get off to that 1-0 start. And if you obviously if you do lose, which we did see a team lose in the last series, you can still come back and make adjustments for the rest of the season. I think this is going to be a good series.
Yeah, I mean, of course, seems obvious to say, but there's always a winner and a loser in these series. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's great to get that first win in week 1, but if you do drop that first game, it's certainly not over for you in the season. You've got to make sure you build on that, learn as a team, and look forward to the next week. But I don't think either of these two teams want to drop this game, not in the slightest. What is your prediction that we're going to see here?
I think you're going to see Kent State. I don't know if I want to go series. I think it's gonna be 3-1. I think it's gonna be 3-1 for Kent State. I'm not gonna put any money on that because I don't have any money to put on that. But I'm excited to see what kind of series that we get up to here.
Well, Shawnee and Kent State, game number 1 underway now. We are 10 seconds in. Shawnee State in blue, Kent State in orange. This one will be played into the orange zone. There's Chris with a K out to CBK. That's not going to be confusing.
Nope.
That's now Spy out of the corner. He goes around Chewy. Chris now wants to play this towards the front. Oh, of course, Chris with a K, CBK, and then K unit. Why not?
What names? This lobby is full of tongue twisters right now.
Why not? Either way, I mean,
they're here to make your life hard.
Yeah. I just see it as a challenge, and we will push through as we always do. So game number 1, no score thus far. There's Chris has the first chance. Great save by Spy on the goal line, keeps us at 0-0. And Toddy Boy around Chewy. Now CBK out of the corner, looking for the touch. He'll get this down to Chris. Back to CBK, off the crossbar. Chris will follow and score. Kent State on the board.
Really good job, them. A really good play. Christopher McKay right to CBK. CBK, I feel bad for him. That was a really good play to score, but put it off the crossbar, and Christopher McKay comes in and finishes it off in a good 1-0 lead here. Well earned. They've come out to play so far early on. Something I'm watching it. Oh, Chewy. That would have been beautiful, but they're still in the offensive attack. They're doing a good job of just keeping them hemmed in right now.
Chewy had a wide open goal to shoot at. CBK will find the goal, however. So covering up for his teammate there. It's 2-0 now for Kent State. And if you take a look at the shots here, Vitali, 5 already registered for Kent State. Of course, they have the 2 goals. Nothing on the board yet for Shawnee. They haven't been able to find the offense.
Wow, that was... I felt a little bit bad for Chewy. Just a little bit of an open net. I mean, it wasn't a net, but, it'll make him feel better. But CBK, a good shot there. And, yeah, the offense just seems to be starting out strong. Chris with a K with another shot. It's going to go off the post for Chris. Chewy can't get back in time. And it just seems like Kent State is really starting out strong here in game number 1.
Well, it goes by and Toddy Boy. As now Chris can't get by K unit. There's CBK looking for Chewy. Chewy back to CBK. The give and go almost works out. It was just pushed wide. Still a 2-0 lead for Kent State, so they certainly will be happy with their start to this game. We've played just over 2 minutes. They've gotten a goal per, as now Chris down to CBK. Actually, Chewy takes the shot. That was a wide open goal for Kent State, and it makes it 3-0.
It's something that I wanted to point out. A really good pass there. What a pass there for Chris McKay, and just an open net. But it just seems like Shawnee's kind of throwing the ball away a lot when they have chances to control it and force Kent State into really bad defensive spots. They just kind of throw the ball away and let them reset. I don't know. I think it's a good start, obviously. What a shot there from CBK. What a passing play, and it's 4-0 for Kent State.
Now, again, I hate to harp on this point. It's just something you don't see very often. 10 shots for Kent State, 0 for Shawnee. It's been a rough start for them. They're down 4 at halftime. We'll see if they can come back. If Kent State can score 4 in one half of Rocket League, Shawnee State should feel that they can score as well. They're going to have to score 5 now as Chewy wins the 50 in the corner, gets his second of the game, and makes it 5-0.
And just a good challenge in the corner there. Chewy, that's just a perfect finish. That's just unlucky, honestly. A really good challenge there from Chewy, but still, it's 5-0, and that just, it seems a little bit too much. I mean, they still have 0 shots to the 11 that they have now. So they have to find their offense real quick to come back into this game, and it's a little scary otherwise they don't.
Well, Spy plays it off the back wall. Maybe can get some offense going here. Chewy does spawn in that corner and will clear it away. Chris now trying to bounce this out in front. As it will be K Unit now looking to get by CBK. Not quite going to happen. Chewy winning the 50, but K Unit's there to cover up as now Spy busts down the side. CBK to turn him around. K Unit to challenge that now. And here's some extended offensive stay for Shawnee State. Can they get a play out of it? Not quite, as Chewy does eventually find the clear. Only 90 seconds left to go in game 1. Looks like it will be fully on the side of Kent State. So we've got to look towards game 2. Certainly not out of the series, although we saw a game very, very similar to this at the beginning of the last series, and it just never slowed down for South Carolina.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And this just kind of feels like the same as Chewy's going to put that one in as well. And it just seems like there's no offensive transition. I mean, they're clearing it out. They're finding holes, but there's really no one to follow up these balls that are going down in the offensive end on the orange side. And just like I said earlier in the game, it just seems like they're giving away the ball for free. And it doesn't seem like they can do anything about it, as Chewy's going to put in a double tap. Really no defensive presence on the back wall, and he's got a free one for 7.
And that comes off the kickoff from Chris with a K. Actually, he should just change his name, Vitaly, to Chris with an A for... He's got 3 assists in this game. Building...
Hunted back with the punts.
Building his assists here. He's got a goal to his name as well, but 4 goals for Chewy in this game. They nearly come together with a beautiful pinch. Can CBK win this challenge? No way this goes in. K Unit does get back just in time. Nearly an absolute brute forced goal from CBK, but we've got to look towards game 2, Vitaly. This one in the books now. What does Shawnee State need to bring to the table at the start of the next game?
What a flick. Just try to find each other in these offensive transitions. It seems like, as I said, I think I've said it twice, they're giving away the ball for free. They're just kind of clearing the ball down in the half and dumping and chasing. And that's really not a strategy for winning. You have to try to find each other in space and try to create plays in this space. So you can get a goal out of it and you can get a shot out of it. I don't know if they had a shot or not. I was unsure if they got a shot at the end of that game.
They did have 1 shot on the board, yes. 1 shot on the board, but it just doesn't compare to Kent State's onslaught on the offensive half. And, you know, it certainly looked lopsided. The game started quite even, it felt. Shawnee State kind of keeping up with the pressure from Kent, but after that first or second goal, really, it felt like the game was fully in the hands of Kent State. They never looked back. And again, if something doesn't change for the blue team heading into game number 2, it could certainly stay that way. And that's the scary part if you are the losing team here after this game 1, is that it's up to you to make a drastic change, whether that's playing with more speed, winning more mid challenges, or just being a little bit more aggressive in general. We'll see what they decide to do. But this first goal going to be so very important.
Yeah, it is. I mean, even though in game number 2, obviously the last series, we saw Sumter come out and score the first goal in game number 2, but it came right back. They came right back and scored twice. And they never relinquished the lead. So I feel like if they do get a goal here, they have to hold on to it and try to build on it. And so I think if you can do that, you can definitely take a game off this team, because it feels like, as much as, oh, what a shot there from Spy, just as I was saying, if they need to get an early goal, and they do, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, good dunk over Chris with a K. Actually, Spy took his time to get to that ball, and I think that threw Chris off a little bit. But either way, it finds its way in the back of the goal, and we talked about how important this first goal very well could be for Shawnee State. They play with a lead now early on in game 2. We'll see if they can hold that. This pops out in front. Spy has a shot just too high, and Toddy Boy can't get the rebound, and now it's CBK in transition. He's got only K Unit to beat on the backside. As that gets popped up, Spy is there to help. But a good start from Shawnee State. A couple of opportunities. They've already doubled their shots in this game than they had last game, but they will give up a goal there. We're tied up at 1 with 4:16 to go.
Just unfortunate misses there. I mean, one miss, and then K Unit unfortunately unable to get there, and Spy unable to get back in time, expecting his teammates to get some touches. And unfortunately, they could have been up 2-1 at this point. I mean, Shawnee had a really good chance with an open net to come back and score that second goal, but right now it's 1-1, and you gotta not let Kent State run away with this game like they did in game number 1, or else you're just going to be going into game 3 scratching your head, being like, well, we played well at the beginning, and then they came back and absolutely destroyed us. What do we do? So it's just, you gotta come back in this game. You gotta have mental resilience for sure.
Well, it is only 1-1, still tied up. Nobody's been able to break that tie as of yet, although there is still plenty of time to do so in regulation. Chewy, he'll bang that off the sidewall. K Unit is there to clear back into the orange half now. Chris with a K collects, gets by the first man, but K Unit's there to try to keep this ball in mid. Chewy now pops it way up high, and Toddy Boy jumps over the attacker. Doesn't make the touch though. CBK out in front. Chris with a K will turn back as Spy is there to play it across the pitch. Now CBK, not the greatest touch. It will be Spy once more, but again, another orange attacker in perfect position to keep the ball in the blue half. Have not been able to generate an offensive chance yet, although this one's just given to Chewy. Great play from the trailing defender to make that stop. But it is still 1-1, and things are getting, dire right now. I think if you're Shawnee State, you really want to score a goal soon.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, whether it be a garbage goal, never mind. CBK is just going to put that one right in, a beautiful pass there. I'm unsure if this kind of just pinched in the midfield, but a really good job there. Finish it on off.
Yeah, good shot from CBK. A bit of an unfortunate touch for the Shawnee State defender. I believe it was K Unit back who made that touch out towards mid. Tough play to make in that position, and it winds up in a goal for Kent State. As we say hello to halftime here in game 2. 2-1, much closer scoreline than we saw at halftime in game 1. Send Toddy Boy, he goes by Chewy. I'm gonna pop this out in front. CBK off the ceiling, Spy towards the net. Chris with a K will hit that towards the ceiling as well. And Toddy Boy, something to think about on the back wall. But the ball just stays in Shawnee State's corner for now, playing a little game of fetch with each other. Doing a whole lot of nothing, but CBK will turn this towards the net. K Unit's there to make the play, and it does seem like Shawnee State have at least got their legs under them here in this series. It looked like they were out of their element in game one. They've stirred some things up, and it's no surprise that it's only a 1-goal game at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the first game, it might have just been nerves. Oh, that's rough. Chewy just kind of dribbles the whole defense right there. Yeah, not much more you can say about that. But they did have a good job, you know, earlier in the game. Obviously, they had a couple of defensive mistakes, which will happen from time to time, but it's better than 7-0. And I think that you can take that and build off of that here, especially in this game, as that's going to be another one. It's going to be 4-1, and don't look now, but it might turn into another blowout real quick.
Yeah, CBK could pass off the back wall. Chris with a K, easily in position to score. That will extend the lead to 3 here in game number 2. It's a 1-0 series lead for Kent State, but if things hold up the way they have been, very likely will be a 2-0 series lead shortly. They still got to finish the game out, however. 70 seconds left on the clock. A little bit of miscommunication on the Shawnee half. It's going to waste a good chunk of time. As Chewy towards the net, that's just in. 5-1 now for Kent State, and like you said, it's a bit of a runaway train at this point.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they scored that 3rd goal, you can see that Shawnee State kind of fell apart a little bit. I don't know whether the right play is just to kind of, actually, it is kind of the right play, just to kind of look at game number 3 and say, what can we fix going into game number 3? Kind of take the positives from this game. Obviously, there was some positives on offense, but you just got to clean up that defensive side. Kent State is really just exposing every part of your defensive holes right now.
So a 5-1 score line, 40 seconds to go. Looks like game 2 will be wrapped up for Kent State. So while we do have a moment, I do want to thank our sponsor in GameStop. Please be sure to check out our GameStop Weeklies, a series of community-oriented tournaments that run from November through March for a variety of games, including League of Legends, TFT, CSGO, Overwatch, Madden, Hearthstone, Smash Ultimate, and even our dearly beloved Rocket League. Sign up today on our website at cstarleague.com. But don't do that until the series is over. Wait till break. We still got one more game at the very least between these two teams. Kent State, they're looking to make their mark early on this season. Vitali, they've got a 2-0 lead. They have looked good in the past 2 games, but Shawnee not out of it.
They have looked really good. It's something, I mean, even though Chris with a K was on the bottom this game, I feel like he did a lot of good for his team. I mean, obviously scoring that goal, but just winning a lot of challenges in the midfield and making just a lot of smart plays and allowing his team to really just go up on offense and make the plays on offense that they needed to. But it just feels like for Shawnee State, you got to make a lot of better defensive touches. They seem to get beat a lot on the defensive side, and that's really where the game is won and lost. It's just that midfield defensive line where if you get beat, that's just going to be a goal every time.
Yeah, I mean, how often do we talk about winning the challenges in mid and that boost battle specifically for the 2 mid boosts? And you know, it was, like I said, it was a much closer game throughout the beginning portion. We were tied at 1 for quite a while. Eventually, the barn doors end up blowing off, unfortunately, and Kent State, they take a 5-1 win in the end. But I like the progression I'm seeing from Shawnee. I don't know if it will end up in a series win or even a game win here, but it looks like they've improved from game 1 to game 2, and I would love to see that progression continue in game 3.
I definitely agree. I think that there is a possibility that they do, you know, fix up the mistakes that they've had, especially with that start that they had in the last game. I mean, no telling what could happen, especially, as I said, if they do have the start that they did in the last game. I'm excited to see this game number 3. I wonder if it's going to be a really close game. Oh, no, a double commit there from Shawnee State. It's going to start off bad. It's Chris with a K. He's going to bury it, and it's 1-0, 12 seconds in.
Yeah, K Unit gets handcuffed with this shot. Unfortunately, you mentioned it, the double commit. Gonna hurt Shawnee State here, and that one's easy goal for Chris to knock home. So 1-0 early on. Or Kent State picking up where they left off. We'll see if there's any response from Shawnee. K-Unit will at least try to control this one. Leaves it for his teammate, but again, it's going to be Chris to turn it around. Spy off towards the sidewall. Signals crossing on the Shawnee half. Here's Chris, quick shot. This one's lobbed up in front. Chewy, oh, he hits the post with the shot. Or was that a save? It looked like it hit the post from my angle. Was it a save?
I think it was a save. I think he came down. I think he kind of fell down and just got in the way. It was a really good save from Shawnee State defender. It's 1-0. It stays at 1-0. That was crazy.
Well, there you go. So a beautiful save from Shawnee. And it is a 1-0 game. Still only 1 minute has been played here as Chewy's looking for a second goal. That one's wide. Plays it out in front. CBK can't get the dunk. Solid clear from K-Unit. Now he's got to look to try to turn it upfield. Not going to happen with Chris lurking through mid. Spy will get the better of Chris, however, and it finds its way down into the orange half. And Toddy Boy by CBK. It's going to be Chewy now. And this could be open. K-Unit gets demoed twice on the play. Spy only man back. Off the ceiling comes Chewy, but Spy gets there in time. As this will be a CBK shot. That's in. It's 2-0.
I was going to comment on just the unnecessary ceiling touch there, but it ended up working out. CBK just shoots it to the open net, and both defenders from Shawnee just kind of commit and leave it wide open, and it's 2-0 Kent State. A minute and a half gone, and it's looking a little bit rough here in game number 3 already for this Shawnee State team.
We'll see if there's any kind of response. They certainly need to get some shots on the board. No shots to their name as of yet here in game 3. 6 to Kent State, 2 apiece for the players in orange. Goal for Chris and a goal for CBK. 2 assists for Chewy so far. 2 minutes gone, 2-0. Toddy Boy can't clear it out of his corner. CBK wants to keep it there. This falls towards the net. And Vitali, while the players continue to play back and forth. Whoa, CBK makes that save. I think that ball's going in without a touch. Either way, it will fall in. But it feels rough in this game now for Shawnee. They can't get out of their zone. It's been exactly what Kent State has been doing all series long. It has not stopped, and it is 3-0.
Yeah, it feels like game 1 all over again. They're just all over them. And unfortunately for Shawnee State, they're really... I don't know what they can do in this game. I mean, try to break out a little bit more. As a good pass there. Oh, it's going to go off the post. You got to score those. K-Unit will. 3-1 now. With 2.5 minutes left, there's still a chance for Shawnee State.
I'm surprised Chewy doesn't get that touch there. Either way, K-Unit buries it. 1 goal on 1 shot in this game for Shawnee State. At least they are on the board. They'll need to do that twice more in the next 2:25 if they want to send us to overtime. As now Chris keeps it in the blue zone, pops out in front. Spy racing to get there. Actually doesn't make a touch on the ball. Now Chewy and CBK both up for it. Will this fall in? Yes, it will. CBK gets his second of the game, and it's 4-1. The rare double commit that seems to work this time for Kent State.
I'm just watching Chewy. Yeah, he didn't know that CBK was coming, but CBK just takes it right off of his hood. He's just like, you know what? This is mine now. I'm gonna score it. And I mean, whatever happens. It works out for Kent State. It just seems like there's no answer from Shawnee State. And oh no, CBK, don't do it to them. Oh, he ran on a boost, but that would have been a beautiful double tap if they could have. Both Kent State players in the air. They're having fun right now.
They most certainly are. Again, taking a look at the stat line. 2 goals for CBK, 2 goals for Chris, 3 assists for Chewy.
Oh, 50%.
As Chewy tries to make that touch towards the net. I'm a little sad after I made that joke about Chris with a K. Turning him into Chris with an A. He hasn't gotten assists since then.
Maybe Chris with a G now.
Chris with a G. Maybe just Chris with a P, because he's getting all kinds of points in this series.
It's possible, you know?
Why not? But again,
They're just having fun right now.
yeah, this game is fully in the control of Kent State. They do not look to take their foot off the gas pedal. It's been fully in their possession since minute 1 of game 1, and they will take the victory here, barring some kind of crazy miracle towards the end of this game. But again, I still think, Vitaly, even though game 3 doesn't work out in Shawnee State's favor, it still feels like there are things that they've done, just mini kind of improvements they've made just from playing this team, and that's so good to see with these collegiate teams.
Oh yeah, it is. Obviously, collegiate teams, you're not going to see, the top level of gameplay, but still, it's good to make improvements all through the season. And again, this is a long season. This doesn't end for a long time. I think it's March that the season actually ends. So there is a lot of time for adjustments. And if you go over these replays and analyze and say, you know what, we can try to do our best next time against these guys. Obviously, it is single round robin, but who knows? If you going over replays is obviously good. As K Units put that one in, 5-2. This game is over. The series is over, but a little consolation goal for the road.
As you said, a little bit of consolation. K Unit rolling in his second of the game. 9 seconds left to go. Game number 3. Kent State in firm command of the lead. And yeah, I certainly agree with you, as why not? Let's just continue to score so the game will never end. Just pinch goal after pinch goal off the kickoff. Why not?
Yeah.
But it does, again, it is a very long season, much longer than most Rocket League seasons go. And to be honest, I kind of like that because, like you said, it gives teams a chance to actually grow while the league is running. Whereas if you have such a compact schedule in your play for a couple of weeks, then, there's not a whole lot of room for improvement. It's just go until you see how it shakes out at the end. But if, like you said, if Shawnee State goes back and watches the replays, they watch VODs and whatever, review with their team, they can see a lot of good things they did well in this game, and they just need to build off of those.
Yeah, definitely. I think that there's definitely a good foundation for them going into the rest of the season. Obviously, they were a little bit outmatched in this game against Kent State. I think that was pretty apparent, but I think that they can still make adjustments and come back and still finish strong in this group. I have faith in these boys.
Well, that's going to do it for our second game of the evening. We've got one more on the docket, so please make sure you don't go anywhere. I have had so much fun tonight, and I hope you have enjoyed it as well. Again, we're going to take just a very short break. We'll see you on the other side.
Like a roaring ocean, slow in motion. Lay down your troubled mind. We are only guide and will kindly cease to be as we intertwine with the universe and its cosmic symphony. The smoke lingers after fire. The smoke lingers after fire.
All right. Hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And big thank you to our sponsor for the season, GameStop. GameStop is partnering with the CSL in 2019-2020 to activate collegiate esports tournaments and online and in person. Visit www.gamestop.com/esports for more details about their GameStop Performance Center gaming clinics. It is CSL Week 1, Game 3, just about to start. Hunted and Vitali with you here. We just watched two good series. We've got Roger Williams, and Boston University up next. Give me your thoughts.
I don't know a whole lot about these teams, so it's kind of a toss-up for me. Although I am excited to see what these teams bring to the table. Obviously, these two teams from Boston. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I got in common. They're all that I know. But I think this is going to be a good series. Obviously, we've seen the last two series were 3-0 sweeps. I'm kind of hoping for not a sweep, so we can see a good competitive series of Rocket League. That's kind of my hope for tonight. See what both teams can bring to the table. I want to see both teams impress me a little bit here.
Well, we are underway with game number 1. As it will be Boston University in blue, Roger Williams in orange. As the first goal goes to Boston University. Quick shot from the corner, 1-0.
Good shot there. His baby barbecue water. What a name. Kind of just throws it up the wall a little bit, and Luz just throws it towards the net, and it does go in for Boston University, and they have a 1-0 lead 9 seconds in, and that's not a good start. If you're on the side of Roger Williams, I mean, you wanted to get off to a good start here in game number 1, but you're already down 1-0. You gotta come back, score one again to tie it.
Well, Long Moses looking for a touch out in front. It is a 1-0 game for Boston University. This one comes down. Messicu's the first one to get there, plays it into the orange corner. Barbecue Water, he takes the boost and looks to go by the attacker. Not going to get too far. Ayus keeps the ball in. Now Long Moses out of the corner. Will fall down in front. Messicu ends up backflipping, so he doesn't quite get there in time. But still the pressure on the Roger Williams half. Boston University registering the only shot in the first minute, and was the only shot necessary for the goal as well. So 1-0 game. This off to a relatively slow start. Looks like both teams really trying to feel each other out here early on, but it has been considerably in Boston University's favor.
Yeah, it does feel like a little bit slow. I mean, these two teams, as you said, are filling each other out. But it also kind of feels like they're, I don't know, it just feels like they're a little bit slower on rotations-wise. Obviously, trying to make these touches, and it might be a little bit of nerves. I mean, obviously, this might be some people's first time on stream, and you're playing a little bit more passive because you don't want to be like, oh no, I made a mistake on stream while people are watching me. You know, like that's obviously a scary thing. So it's definitely a possibility. But Boston University controlling a lot of the pressure right now, and they don't seem to be phased at all by stream so far.
No, not quite, as they've got the only goal. 3 shots in favor of Boston U. Nothing for Roger Williams. This could turn into one, but it will be cleared away by Messiku. Hughes keeps the ball in. Long Moses up for it now. Comes down in front. Great bump onto Drywall Kitchen. That is the second goal for Boston U.
I just realized the names. Barbecue Water and Drywall Kitchen. Nice names. A really good bump there from Aluz. And a really good shot there from Long Moses. Just a good job of just a coordinated solo play, so you will. And it's 2-0 for Boston University. A really good start for them in game number 1.
Ooh, just off the post from Messiku. Where would you say that you typically find the barbecue water, Vitali?
I don't know. I don't know if that's not something you'd find. Barbecue water.
Yeah. I want to know really. I was going to try to make a joke about, barbecue water and drywall kitchen, right? You would find barbecue water in some kind of kitchen, but I'm more interested in where he gets the name Drywall Kitchen from.
Yeah,
Like, it sounds like he picked 2 words out of thin air and was like, this sounds good together. Let's go with this.
Obviously, we're not making fun of the player's name, that never. But it is a little bit interesting.
I'm not. There's no animosity here. I'm genuinely interested. I want to ask where he gets his name Drywall Kitchen from. As Boston University is going to put in another goal. It's 3-0 now, but yeah, I mean, sure, Boston University might be winning the game, but Roger Williams winning the name game, certainly, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, the series isn't win on names, Hunter. I'm very sorry. If we did that, we'd have different players in RLCS and RLRS, but here we are now. Barbecue water up to Drywall Kitchen. Oh my!
I love hearing you say it. It's just fun to listen to.
It's fun to call, I feel so bad because I'm not actually trying to be mean to these players.
Well, no, like I said, there's no animosity. I think they think it's funny. I mean, why else would? I mean, unless there's some real sentimental value in Drywall Kitchen. And hey, look, it's the combo Drywall Kitchen from Barbecue Water for the first goal for Roger Williams. Why not? But I mean, it is a 3-1 game. We still have the game on our hands. 47 seconds left. Only a 2-goal lead.
I gotta compose myself a little bit. I've been laughing at Hunter Drywall Kitchen and Barbecue Water all game. But again, we still have a game to get to. And Boston University. My goodness, I can't speak. English is a hard language, but they've done a good job of just controlling most of the game. Other than that one goal that kind of came at a good play off the backboard, that's going to go right towards net. But Barbecue Water is going to clear that one away. That name's going to choke me up every time. Messiku is going to put that one in. That's going to be 4-1 for Boston University, and it feels just like game 1 is in the bag now for Boston University.
Yeah, we talked about stream nerves, right? I mean, and how they can affect teams, and it certainly seems like Boston University not dealing with any of that. They have certainly been poised here in this game, and I would be willing to say they have been far more poised than we have in game number 1.
I would agree with that.
They will take it. 4-1 final score. They move into game number 2 with the 1-0 series lead. And again, it's shades of the first 2 series. Boston University, they come out and they look like they are just playing better tonight than Roger Williams. But again, you never know how game 1 transitions into game 2 and the changes teams can make in that span of time. We could see a complete opposite result next game.
Yeah, for sure. I think Boston University really came out strong in this one. Obviously, on the side of Roger Williams, they did have a good play to get that one goal back, but it just felt like Boston University came out strong and really just kept the pressure for the whole game. And if you're on the side of Roger Williams, you want to try to make start out a little bit stronger than you did in this game. Obviously, maybe the stream nerves, as we've talked about, I think a few times, get to you, but gotta make sure that you come back in this series. You don't want to go down 2-0 just like we saw in the last 2 series, because even in the last one, you go down 2-0 and it just felt like the Shawnee's defense kind of fell apart. You don't want to kind of go down 2-0 and then just say, oh no, well, we've lost the series. We're down 2-0. You want to make sure to come back and have some fight in this series.
We'll see if they can pull things back here in game number 2. They'd be the first team on stream tonight to be able to do so. But again, Boston University looking very good in game 1. They look to continue that with 5 minutes on the clock as we get ready and set now. But the beautiful thing about Rocket League is that we play these best of 5s, and in between games, you know, everything resets, right? You got 5 minutes on the clock, scored back 0-0. All mistakes have been washed away. Whether you won or lost the last game doesn't matter at this point. You've got a fresh new game of Rocket League to play, and that's when you can start making some changes.
And I think that's the biggest thing is, as much as you might have gotten dominated in one game, you can still bring it back in the next. I mean, you look at some of the strongest players, you know, the best players in the scene. Obviously, this isn't, you know, professional Rocket League. This is collegiate level, but you look at some of the strongest players, the best players in the game, and they have a strong mental ability to just shake losses off, shake bad things off, and bring things back. So if you want to start there, you got to have a good mentality things back, and we'll see what Roger Williams can do in this game number 2. It seems like they're off to a better start than they were in game number 1.
Yeah, they have the first shot early on in this game. We'll see if they can compound that into a scoring opportunity. This might be one. Mesaku gets up there just in time. Pre now trying to send this towards the net. That was all 3 players from Boston University flipping to try to clear that ball. Eventually, it does find its way into the Roger Williams half. As Drywall Kitchen tries to play this out of his own corner. He's got Mesaku to beat. Not going to be able to do so. Pre gets up there in time. This comes hard off the sidewall. Barbecue Water up to make the block and will bounce down around in front. Minute and a half gone by, and not a whole lot of action here in game number 2. This could be a chance, however. Alius gets there, but Drywall Kitchen makes the save. Maintains the game 0-0 as we approach the 2-minute mark.
That was a scary pinch that just went right off the crossbar. Drywall Kitchen had to come back and say no to that, because that was a tough read for any player, to be honest. That coming off that back wall, not easy. Any ball coming off that back wall, apologies. But it seems like Roger Williams are doing a lot better in this game. It seems like Boston University has kind of stopped in their tracks a little bit in that midfield line, and let's see what Drywall Kitchen can bring to the table. He's going to try to go over 2. He can't do so as it stays 0-0 with half the game gone. Oh, what a save from Pre. A good shot there, but an even better save.
Yeah, that's Pre's second save in this game. He's had to make a couple for his team. This comes off the crossbar long. Moses goes just a bit high with it as well, and nearly a counterattack started for Roger Williams, but cleared away. Great awareness from the Boston University squad to make sure that didn't turn into a chance for Roger Williams. But now Drywall Kitchen sends it back down the pitch. I'll use into the sidewall. It's Mesaku to follow it up. Gets by the first attacker, but Barbecue Water is there. Now down into the corner. Can't go quite over top of Alius. Will be Long Moses back in the orange half. This looking to come out in front. He actually tried to stuff that one home himself. Nearly did. ran into the post. We have played a 0-0 game. This is not something we've seen at all tonight, and I'm surprised we're seeing it here in this series.
I do too, but I feel like the series is a lot closer than the other series, just gameplay wise. I think these two teams are very closely matched, and 0-0, as much as you said it kind of surprises you, it doesn't really surprise me all that much. They've done really good on both offensive and defensive sides just to shut down things and create plays, but we'll see who gets the first goal. Is this going to be a shot towards net? Oh no, a bad touch, but a miss there for Boston University player, and it's still nothing. It's just, I don't know. It seems like just some missed opportunities on both sides right now.
Yeah, I would certainly say that Boston University has had the more dangerous chances. They just haven't been able to score. And you've got to imagine that if they end up dropping this game potentially by just a goal, as Drywall Kitchen almost had it. He had a wide open case to shoot at. He just couldn't quite get a touch on it. But with 35 seconds to go, this one's going to bounce out in front. Barbecue Water scores. It's 1-0 for Roger Williams with 31 to go.
Just a beautiful pass there from Free right into the midfield. Both Boston defenders just kind of sitting there, twirling their thumbs a little bit. And Barbecue Water just says thank you very much, and it's 1-0 with 31 seconds left. And Roger Williams about to take the game. Oh no! What a double tap from Messi! Just a beautiful shot there, right off the kickoff respawn.
I'm surprised neither one of the players get a touch on that. Both Pre and Drywall Kitchen up to try to make the back wall play. It goes right in between the both of them, and we are tied at 1 with 25 to go. This next goal so very important for the game, for the series, as Pre takes a shot, hits the crossbar. Nearly Roger Williams put themselves back on top, but they will have to play defense now. Here comes the counterattack. Barbecue Water over his own teammate. He's got to make the play. He does. Gives an opportunity and takes it right back away. 1 second left. The ball still up in the air. Needs to touch the turf for overtime. But this could be the first one we see of the night. It's bouncing down in front. There it is. First overtime of the night for us, Vitali.
Yeah, it is, and it just seems. I mean, Barbecue Water scared us both a little bit on that play. He just kind of popped it right in front of his net, but they got away with it, and we're in overtime in game number 2. Let's see who can get the first opportunity and try to capitalize on this and end this early.
Well, here's Pre. He plays it into the blue corner. Barbecue Water, a bit caught out, will allow Drywall to make the next touch. Messiku out of his own box, and it falls all the way back down into the orange half. Pre pops it out, gets it by all the defenders now. He's going to chase this one down. Gets bumped around by Alyus, as now Drywall Kitchen comes in support. Barbecue Water, this one's careening towards the net. Bounces off the side. What a save from Pre. Takes the goal away from Boston, but they're not out of the woods yet. Comes out in front. Messiku scores, and Boston take game 2 in dramatic fashion.
And really unfortunate there is they just got away with a save on one play, and then it comes right back in the middle, and both defenders are just not. And Boston U spoils our first, chance at game 4 by taking this game in overtime, scoring right off the kickoff, tie it, and then scoring 47 seconds into overtime, and just a good game from them. Good game from everyone all around, honestly.
Yeah, it was a great game. A much more defensive game than we've seen throughout the night. But either way, it came down for Roger Williams. It came down to one back wall touch they were not able to make. And they were very close to making it. And, that's got to be a little bit of a heartbreaker. But at the same time, again, it was a gradual improvement from game 1 into game 2. They did things much better. I want to see that continue into game 3, and we could potentially see a game 4.
Definitely. I think these two teams are, as I said in the last game, are very well matched, and I would not be surprised if Roger Williams takes this game number 3. His last game was just as close as you can get, and as you said, it was just a miss on the back wall. Both players, unfortunately, unable to touch it, but here we are again. Fresh new game. This fresh new slate. Oh no, what a play from Long Mo. Saved away by Drywall Kitchen. And Roger Williams dodges a bullet. There's a shot on. And Drywall Kitchen opens up the scoring for Roger Williams.
This is an interesting little play out in the corner. Mesaku doesn't get the read, but Drywall Kitchen waits long enough to beat Long Moses with the touch. Great goal from him. That puts Roger Williams out to a 1-0 lead. Not even 30 seconds in. So we've seen teams that were considered maybe not the underdog, but at least the teams that were trailing in the series start out with a goal, and they end up losing the lead relatively soon after, just as did happen here. Boston U, they tie it up, and we're pretty much back to where we started.
Yeah, we are. A couple of misses on the back wall. Just unfortunate touches that you kind of have to have, but of course it didn't happen. Boston University takes advantage of it, tie the game, and now, I mean, there's 4.5 minutes left, and it's really anyone's game here in game number 3. And, I mean, I'm hoping for game 4. I don't know about you, Hunted, but I'm hoping for game 4.
I would certainly love to see this series go the distance, but we've got to let the players decide that. Unfortunately, you and I have no say.
Oh, we don't? I thought the script was right here.
Well, I don't know about you, but I personally am not one of the writers, as that one goes off the post. From Alu's, Long Moses looking for the touch towards Messi. It will be free to clear it back. Now Drywall Kitchen, he goes to look for the touch, and yeah, I mean, I would be I am quite interested on who is writing for the CSL. I mean, when you name characters Barbecue Water and Drywall Kitchen, you have to question the writing staff.
Yeah, I think I know who could be writing this. I think I know who's writing this script. I'm gonna have a word with him after this series. He's oh, what a shot there! Drywall Kitchen. I'm gonna finish that one off, but unfortunate non-save from Long Moses gets a touch on it, but it's gonna be 2-1 anyway.
Yeah, it looks like it handcuffed him a little bit there, and he couldn't quite make the touch outside of the goal box. So Drywall Kitchen, he's got 2 goals on 2 shots here in this game, puts his team up by 1 as we approach the 2-minute mark. Not a great touch from Long Moses, gives the ball away to Pre. Mesaku into the corner, will go by Pre, however, and looks for a full clear. Will be Barbecue Water to turn him away. Alu's nearly caught a pitch a little bit too far, but he does make the touch and eventually finds the clear. Here comes a 2-on-2, back the other way, off the post and in. We're tied at 2.
Just a good flick here. I mean, they just give him all the space and time in the world, and he just flicks it up high, and both defenders not really able to handle it. Just goes right off the post and in. It's a perfect shot. And now we're all tied at 2, and as much as Roger Williams has done well to take the lead in this game, Boston has always come back and tied the game. And as you said, the teams that are kind of like the underdogs, if you must, have always given up those leads pretty quickly after taking them, and it's close there, but it stays tied at 2 with half the game left. Let's see who breaks it.
That we most certainly will, as Mesaku plays this towards the orange net. Pre doesn't get there in time, but it is just wide. Long Moses back ball to Alu's. He doesn't quite get a lot of power on that, so it will be free to clear back away. Mesaku, however, to keep the ball in. Barbecue Water takes that away from Drywall Kitchen. This could turn dangerous for the orange squad, as now Long Moses has an opportunity. Pops it up in the air. Both players still on the ground. Barbecue Water does get there in time to make the clear. It is still tied up at 2. 1:50 left to go in game 3. Roger Williams need to win this game to force a game 4. But for Boston University, one more goal could very well secure them the series. This one's popped up. Great save from Drywall. Can he get the next one? He cannot. Long Moses gets his first of the game, and it's 3-2.
A really good 50 here. I mean, oh, what a kill right at the foot of the box, and Long Moses just there for the follow-up, and Boston University take their first lead of the game, make it 3-2 with 1.5 minutes left, and that gives Roger Williams 1.5 minutes left to come back and force overtime and try to force game number 3. This is going to go right towards the net. A good save from Pre, but again, oh no, he overcommit there. That might just go in. Barbecue Water's going to finish that one off. We're all tied at 3.
And that is a classic overcommitment from Boston University. No reason to commit to that, especially when you've got a 1-goal lead in the dying moments. But past is now the past, as it is 3-3, 1:22 left on the clock in game 3. This one comes hard off the corner wall. It's going to be Mesiku to try to control. Looks for a pinch out in front. Pre's not there. What a save. It's on the goal line. It rolls in. And Boston, you get their lead back.
Both players commit here, but it doesn't matter. Is this ball just... Okay, that was really weird. That ball just somehow goes in. Both players go and they don't get punished for it. And Boston University taking that 1-goal lead again. And Roger Williams just over a minute to tie and force game 4.
As you said, the 1-goal lead secured by Boston University, and all it took was them setting up a pinball machine out in front of the orange net. Eventually, they do have this goal lead back. They look to secure the game now as this bounces out in front. Now Hughes doesn't make the play. Barbecue Water will not give it to Drywall Kitchen, but the pass is over to Pre. Bounces down and hits off of Pre, and it goes out of the net. That looked to be the opportunity Roger Williams needed. As there's only 30 seconds left, got to take every opportunity you can get, as this one will find its way in. That is most likely it. I'll use.
Pre, man. So unfortunate for him. It then goes right down. They go right down the field and score and make it a 2-goal game with 25 seconds left. That's gotta hurt if you're on the side of Roger Williams. You've played well all game long, and then just that happens to you. So devastating. But they still have time to come back. If they get a goal with time left, Barbecue Water with it, he's going to try to go down the field. He's going to get bumped, but Drywall Kitchen going to try to put him in the midfield. But again, it's going to be cleared away, and it seems like Roger Williams has unfortunately lost the series in a sweep. It's going to be cleared away, and it will happen. Boston University sweep Roger Williams.
So third series, third sweep of the night for us. Boston University taking the victory in a little bit less dramatic fashion this time, but still a pretty close game overall. And, you know, I think the big disparaging factor here, if you take a look at the shots, Boston University with 12 to their name in that game. Roger Williams only 4. Granted, they had 3 goals on 4 shots, so good shooting percentage, but it just wasn't enough offense generated. And when you do generate those opportunities, you've got to put the ball in the net. They had one final chance to tie things up, couldn't quite do it. And that was all she wrote in that game. But Boston University, they take their first series here in CSL 2019-2020, and they look to continue that streak moving forward.
They definitely do. And on the side of Roger Williams, I mean, you played well, but unfortunately, just got to come back and build on the mistakes for next time.
And that is going to do it for us here on at CSL for week number 1. It has been a whole lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. And Vitaly, before we go, I just wanted to get final thoughts. Really, just kind of tell me what you thought about tonight, but more specifically, how you feel about the future going forward for the CSL this season.
I mean, tonight was fantastic. I mean, we saw some really great Rocket League action. I'm really excited for the rest of the season. I mean, we've got a long way to go, but I mean, that's just going to make the Rocket League go better and better as we go along. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Well, again, that is going to do it for us tonight. I hope you all have enjoyed. We will be back next Wednesday night, same time here at the C-Star League Twitch channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at C-Star League as well. And I believe for the Rocket League, it's Collegiate RL, I believe, on Twitter. So make sure you follow that as well. And we will see you next time. Thank you all so very much for watching.